Here we've got a perpendicular bisector joining A, which is -10.5, and B, -2, -1. All right, so that perpendicular bisector, it goes through the midpoint of A and B, and it's perpendicular to A and B. So what we're going to have to do now is figure out first what the slope of AB is, so we know what the perpendicular slope is. We use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Find out that the slope of AB is 3 over -4. So then we got to figure out the point, the midpoint. The midpoint's going to be you add up the x's and then divide by 2, and you add up the y's and divide by 2. And we're going to find out that the midpoint of AB is going to be -6, 2. And so now all we've got to do is take the perpendicular, the opposite reciprocal of 3 over -4, and we find our slope is 4/3. And we already have our point, that's the midpoint. We're just going to substitute the x and y of our point along with the slope into slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, and then solve for b, so we have our y-intercept. And once we get the b by itself, we're going to find that our b is a 10. So our equation is going to be y equal 4/3 x plus 10. Now, that answers part A. In part B, they want to know what the coordinates of P and Q are. Well, P and Q intersect where the line intersects the x-axis, that's the x-intercept, and Q is where the line intersects the y-axis, so that's the y-intercept. And so these are not too difficult to figure out. The x-intercept is where y equals 0. So all we do is take the equation, replace the y with a 0, and solve for x. And we're going to find out that we're going to be at -7.5 for our x-intercept. That's -7.50. And the y-intercept is when x equals 0. And so we know that y is equal to 10. So now all we're going to do is find the length of PQ, which is just using the distance formula and plugging it in. And when we do that, we get some zeros, so it actually ends up being easy. 7.5 squared plus 10 squared. We end up getting 156.25, the square root of 156.25, which is going to be 12.5. All right, thanks for watching. Hope that helps.